Okay, hey guys, it's been a very long time since I did a video. This is Mother's Day, so this is May 8th, 2022. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, including myself. So I'm outside, so you may hear background noise. I wanted to, there's so many things on my heart that God's been pressing me to talk about, but I think I want to do this short video on shift and change. So sometimes, excuse me, God is preparing his people, or you individually, for a shift, a change in atmosphere where God's going to take you to higher heights, and he's going to lead you maybe elsewhere, maybe to a different church, maybe to end the current relationship and move on to another one, maybe to start a relationship. What God can do with you in this season, if he's speaking that to your heart, is limitless. He can do lots of things. Okay, sorry. Those aren't my real glasses. And I have on contacts, so I'm sorry. My eyes appear really red, but it's because my contacts are irritating my eyes. Oh gosh, I think I need to put my glasses back on. These are actually fake glasses. Hold on guys, I'm sorry. I've been wanting to do this video for a while and I just haven't done it, and so I need to do it. And so I want you to think about a stick shift car. Now, growing up, first of all, my brother is 15 years older than me, and so I'm not going to say our ages, but when I was 3, he was grown. He was 18. But anyway, I remember growing up, he was in college, so he came out to visit. I remember my brother had a stick shift car, and I went with him places sometimes, and people would think he was my dad, but he wasn't. And I remember watching him drive the stick shift, and I would be looking down, at his feet, amazed at all the footwork. You got to shift the gear and hit the clutch, and it all looks so complicated. And even as an adult, my dad tried to teach me how to drive stick. No, it's got to be automatic for me. Like, it's too much hand-eye foot coordination. And so when I think about a shift and a change, that's what comes to mind. When you're driving a stick shift, you have 4 gears? You have maybe 3, I don't know. You have gears, and you have to put the car in like gear 1. And then after a certain point, that's the part I never understood. You have to know when to shift up or even shift down. But if you're going fast, you're going to shift up to gear 2. You have to know when to do that. Timing is essential. Same thing with God in your life. Timing is essential. You can't move to the next level until it's time for you to do so. There's a time and place. I read Ecclesiastics about seasons. Anyway, if you are stuck in the same gear, shift, or speed, and you don't move it when you should, you'll hear like a groaning, a grunting sound, because the car is trying to tell you it's time to shift gears. It's time to move forward. It's time to go somewhere else. Same thing in life. Sometimes God is trying to shift you, move you forward, and you either don't recognize that, or you don't want to do it, or you're not sure, and so you refuse to move, and then you could become stuck. You could be up against challenges and things like that. So I want to just encourage you that for many of you, including myself, God is about to do a shift, and when it's time to move, when it's time to shift, you need to do that accordingly. And I wish there was a formula I could tell you, when this happens, do this, and everything will come out okay. But our lives, when you think about it, are kind of customized by God. And what works for me might not work for you. So I can't tell you when it's time for you to shift. I'm still discovering that for myself, but I want to encourage you to know that God is working. And I heard this from Joyce Myers this morning, and I had never thought about it this way. A lot of times we're ready to do something, God put it in our heart and we're wanting to do it. We're chomping at the bit to do it. And that's great, because God put that desire in our hearts, but it's not time yet. And you're like, well, I've been waiting for 10 years, 12 years, 13 years. Let's get this show on the road. I've only got so much life. God knows all that. And here's the thing Joyce Myers said. She said sometimes it's not time yet. God can do anything, and God has a timetable for what it's going to do in all of our lives. And sometimes you might be ready, but the people involved in the shift, the change, the transition, the people that God's going to use in your life to get you to where you need to be or help you in whatever area He's called you to, sometimes they're not ready. So also just be encouraged. You might be fully ready and prepared to just jump the bit. You might be ready to move into your next level. But God has a lot of things to do. He can do it. But sometimes He has a lot of things to do. He's changing hearts. He's moving things around. He's gathering people. He's putting people in your path. And sometimes the people that are going to be helping you, they're not ready yet. And so if He were to move you along without those people in that support group, it wouldn't work out. So be encouraged, friend. There's a shift, there's a change in the atmosphere. And when you get there, you'll know. Be prayerful, stay in your word, stay in your scripture. You'll know when it's time for a shift and a change. So again, May 8th, 2022, happy Mother's Day to all the lovely mothers out there. And may God continue to bless you and keep you. God bless.